All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're taking a journey to the very end of everything to answer a pretty huge question. What happens when the strongest there is finally runs out of things to smash? So we're going to follow the very last being in existence as he faces this incredible choice. One that's going to determine the fate of, well, everything. Literally everything that ever was. Okay, let's dive right in. So, picture this. We're trillions, and I mean trillions of years into the future. You know, all the big cosmic players, they've moved on. The great minds have ascended. The whole endless cycle of cosmic conflict, it's finally just wound down to its very last breath. Yep, the stars have all burned out. The galaxies faded into nothing. The physical universe, this realm they call Set 2, has hit its absolute limit. It's just cold, a silent, empty void. Okay, so almost all life is gone. They've moved on to whatever is next, yet one incredibly stubborn consciousness is still there, anchoring himself to this dead, dying world. He's like the final piece of matter that just refuses to let go. You know, Bruce Banner? He's a distant memory. But the Hulk endures. He is the ultimate survivor. He's basically pure friction, just raging against the inevitable end of everything. I mean, this guy has outlasted gods, celestials, entire timelines, and in all that crushing loneliness, he's come to a pretty dangerous conclusion. See, in his mind, the fact that he's still here is the ultimate proof of his power. His endless rage? It's not just a force anymore. He's convinced it's the final, fundamental truth of existence. Why? Well, because he's the last one standing. So he has to be right, doesn't he? Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. To get what happens next, you have to understand this crucial distinction in this universe, the difference between reality and truth. Reality is, everything we can see and touch and measure. But the thing is, it's temporary. It changes. Truth, on the other hand, is the eternal, unchanging potential behind it all. So Hulk, he's conquered reality, but he hasn't even laid a finger on the truth. So right as the Hulk lets out this massive roar declaring his victory to the silent darkness, he gets some visitors. But they're not here for a fight. No, they're more like a delegation, and they've got an invitation. And this is wild. The entire ascended hierarchy of Set 3, that's the realm of pure consciousness, they all just manifest right in front of him. But what's so fascinating here is how they appear. They're not looking down on him like gods. They're on his level, as peers. And it's the Buddha who speaks first, and he just gently reframes Hulk's entire worldview. He doesn't say you're wrong. He doesn't deny Hulk's strength. He actually honors it. He says, yeah, you're the pinnacle of reality, of the known. But then he draws the line. He separates that magnificent but ultimately temporary illusion from the actual, eternal truth. So naturally, Hulk's first instinct is to smash, right? He prepares to attack. But his rage is met with, well, not with violence. It's met with a calm, totally irrefutable explanation of why his fight has always been and will always be completely pointless. And get this, it's Peter Parker, of all people, who steps up to explain the cosmic physics. He breaks it down. Hulk's entire existence is in Set 2, the world of matter. And by its very definition, that world is fundamentally unstable. It's all about change. You can't build something permanent out of impermanence. It's impossible. Then Victor Von Doom adds another layer, and he explains it in a really simple, almost binary way. Think of 1 as like all of existence and potential, the whole shebang. And 0 is the infinite, unknowable void of possibilities that 1 can become. And here's the kicker. Everything that is a 1 must eventually dissolve back into 0. That is the only permanent rule in the entire cosmos. So, you see where this is going? This is the crucial point. The Hulk's legendary rage, it's not a source of strength, not at all. It's the agonizing friction he feels as his own physical potential, his 1, is being painfully pulled apart as it dissolves back into the infinite 0. He's not fighting enemies. He's literally fighting the universe's most basic, natural flow. And Doom just nails it with this one line. It brilliantly illustrates their whole argument. Hulk's physical power, the strongest force in reality, is completely and utterly useless against something that's conceptual, infinite, and unknowable. You just can't punch a possibility. And faced with this undeniable logic, The Hulk just stops. His fists actually unclench. For the first time in eons, that boundless wrath of his just flickers. He gets it. He finally understands, and in that moment of understanding, he's given a choice. Then the voice of the first designer echoes through the void. And it explains that he doesn't have to be painfully erased. This isn't about punishment. He can actually choose to transform. He can choose to leave the broken physical state of Set 2 behind and consciously ascend to the next level. So, this is it. The final choice. What's it gonna be? Is he gonna keep doing the one thing he's always done? Just keep fighting? Even now that he knows it's totally pointless? Or will he finally, after trillions of years of rage, find some peace? And then, in a quiet whisper that somehow echoes across the entire dead universe, a whisper that's honestly more powerful than any roar he's ever let out, the Hulk makes his decision. The fight, it's over. He just lets go. He stops fighting the friction of existence. He stops trying to force his physical form to hold together against the pull of infinity. And just like that, his massive, powerful form dissolves into pure radiant energy. And with that, with the very last anchor of the physical realm now gone, the Marvel Universe, Set 2, it finally empties out. It all just goes quiet. And the Hulk's consciousness, it joins the others in a totally new state of being. So in this new place, this Set 3, all the old rules are gone. All the hierarchies, they're just meaningless. You've got heroes, villains, cosmic gods, the first designer, all of them existing side by side, perfectly ordered. No one is above anyone else. Everyone is equal.
And here, in this place, the ultimate quest isn't about fighting or winning or being the strongest. It's just to witness, to gaze into the infinite, beautiful, unknowable unfolding of the O. It's a state of pure observation, of pure peace.
So it leaves us with this one big thought, doesn't it? This final story suggests that true victory, real peace, it isn't found by outlasting your enemies or proving you're the strongest. Maybe real strength is having the wisdom to finally transcend the battle itself.